It's almost midnight, which is kind of crazy, and we're here in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Is that crazy? Something happened yesterday. If you didn't see it already, you can watch our update from Norris Lake. You give me your sexy eyes, or what are you doing?
No, I'm just really engaged.
You've been like non-engaged all day, and all of a sudden you're just like, we were on Norris Lake, and you notice we took some drone footage. Something happened, it was really epic, and we got video of it, so we're gonna show it to you, but we have to kind of set it up. Set it up. Almost exactly a year ago, we were at the West Coast Open. We just got this brand new Autel Robotics drone we were testing out. Thomas had practiced a little bit. I taught him how to ride it. First flight he does to go film any wake surfing, he puts it in the lake. It wasn't his fault. It had a flyaway. He was scared to death. All of a sudden, I mean, he thought I was gonna like kill him or whatever, but the drone just went right in the water. So he wouldn't touch the drone for how long?
A while.
A long time. So we're getting ready to go on this trip, and I tell him we're gonna use the drones, and he starts practicing again. They're hard to fly when you're doing it all manually, but it's a lot of fun. So we get to Norris Lake, and I say, Thomas, okay, we gotta do the drone footage. I just didn't feel comfortable giving him the drone. It still is, you know, 800 bucks. And so I said, you know what, Thomas, you drive, I'll do the drone while Jesse surfs. And he's like, what? You told me, come on, Dad, I practice, I can do it. I'm like, I don't know, buddy. He goes, come on. So I said, how many batteries you got charged? Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot. I only got one. What? We have 4. So we only have 1 charged, but 1 fully charged. I said, okay, but when you drive, when you're doing it, you need to listen to what I'm telling you to do. Don't argue with me. Do exactly what I say. We do first. We throw it out, get Jesse surfing. We go about a mile. Then we stop and go up and get some good high shots of the lake, and it looks great. And then he comes in and does some low fly rounds, and he did a great job. I even said, Thomas, you did a good job. Thanks, buddy. And then he goes, oh, sorry, Dad, bad news. What? I forgot to hit record. Oh. I wanted to smack him right there. I said, how much do we have left on the battery? And he goes, it's halfway. And I'm like, oh man, it's like 14 minutes left. Now, I could have swapped everything with him, but we didn't have time. We only had that 1 battery. So I said, okay, let's do it fast. And because what happens if the battery gets low, it will just come back to you. And you know, I was taking a risk, but I really wanted drone footage at each lake. And we did have a backup drone. Not on the boat with us though. So Thomas, okay, get going. This time we do, we're gonna do the high footage last. So we jump in the boat, we get going right away, go about a mile surfing, and then Thomas goes straight up and he goes, Dad, I think I have a couple minutes, I can get the high footage too. I said, okay, go do it quick. So he goes up there. All of a sudden, Thomas goes, oh no, Dad, it's doing go home. And I'm like, it's okay, it's gonna come back here. And this part is not Thomas's fault. The last time we used the drone, we had it set for home, and we had the setting, you can say go home when the battery's dead, and that will do one of 2 things. It will either go to the place where it took off, or it will come to you where you have the remote control. And we had it left on the place where you took off. And we also have it, because we have big trees where we live, like 200 feet, that it goes.
It was at 600 feet.
It was this. We tell it to go straight up in the air like 500 feet and then go home. So the thing's going up and away. Because remember, we've now surfed a mile away from where we started. Thomas is like a 3-year-old girl, running around screaming. Dude, you're like normally a 7-year-old girl. This time you were like a 3-year-old girl. He's screaming, he's shaking. I'm looking like he's gonna have a heart attack. We're all frantic. And he says, Dad, just, drive over there. So I'm trying to drive. So Thomas, smart thinking, he turns the gimbal straight down so you can see the boat, because the thing is so high you can't see it, and with the sun you can't really see it up there, but we can see from on the iPad, we can see where our boat is. So we're driving to the center of the iPad and he's looking up. So we're out there like a bunch of idiots and we're driving towards the thing. You remember that? What was going through your mind? Oh crap, I'm gonna die, pretty much. So we're going towards it, and as it's getting lower, we're finally able to see it and we're getting towards it. Now all of a sudden it's like 50 so feet up, and I'm thinking, uh-oh, I'm underneath it, but if it moves to the side, I can't go sideways fast. I can only go forward and back. So I tell Thomas, I can't go sideways. You know, try to get me right underneath it. Then all of a sudden you could tell we're kind of drifting, or the thing moves. It's like 30 feet up. So now you can see in the video, here it is. The lake's just coming straight up. Thomas, there's no sound. Thomas says to Jessie, Jessie, throw me a life jacket. She grabs her life jacket,
No,
which
she
is
takes her life jacket off.
it was on her.
Yeah, she takes it off and gives it to me.
Takes it off, throws it to him. He barely puts it over an arm and a half. And you can see he jumps in the water, catches the drone with half a life jacket. But then when he catches it, it's trying to fly away again because it senses it's not landing. Almost lets go of it, hands it off. We get it in the boat. Thomas, how'd you feel after that?
Relieved.
Yeah, relieved. We sat on the boat laughing, and like, you know how it is. You have like a near-death experience, and now it's like you just, you know, have all this euphoria. So we had to share the video because it was funny. And Thomas, you got to live another day. Are all the batteries now charged, Thomas, for the next leg?
Last one's charging.
Last one's charged. We'll see you at Allatoona, Georgia. Or excuse me, Allatoona Lake, near Atlanta, Georgia.
Funk bites me like an adder, and I'm climbing up the ladder.